Passport Brothers. I read a lot of your comments and I was thinking if I should do a video addressing each comment because there's a lot of very interesting comments, suggestions, insults, ridicules, mockery. Of course, I'm not going to give any attention to the insults and the ridicule and the mockery, but people who have legitimate questions or concern or comments, I like to address that. Now, but majority of the concerns or comments that I see, that you American men, and I'm going to deal with American men, Black Americans. I don't know what somebody said white men are doing the same thing. Well, that's their business. Let a white lady attack it. Hello, somebody. But Black Americans or African Americans, you guys keep saying that you're looking for a traditional women. I don't think you guys know or understand the definition of tradition or traditional women, traditional marriages. And I don't want you to give me, apparently most of you, your definition of traditional women or traditional marriage is based on America's definition. No, let's go and find the traditional meaning of the word tradition. Are you getting me? Okay. I'm going to speak from my African culture, African perspective. And some people say, oh, you're in Africa, what do you know? Sir, I was born there and I was raised in America and both cultures back and forth. So I know both cultures. I was raised in one. I was born in Liberia, raised in America and Liberia. So I have both. So I understand both cultures very well. So don't tell me because I'm from Africa, I don't know. That's your excuse. Now, the definition, most of you have no clue. You are clueless of the definition of tradition or traditional marriage or a traditional woman. Okay, let me give it to you from an African perspective. And I'm sure many of my Latina sister, shout out to you. I saw all your comments too. Yes. First of all, you men who are looking for traditional women or traditional marriages, are you a traditional man? Number one. Number two, a traditional marriage based on the traditional definition of the word tradition. You getting me? First of all, the woman's going to have to be a virgin that's never been touched. Let's go to tradition. Unless you want to bring your modernized definition, a modernized, Americanized, civilized, watered down, diluted definition of tradition, then that could mean pretty much anything to anyone who cook up whatever he wants to cook up. Are you with me? Now let's go back to the traditional definition of tradition. First of all, the parents of the bride will have to pick her spouse. She has to be a virgin. You have to pay a bride price or a dowry. The family of the bride will have to interview you and interview your family. And you also have to be untouched. So you are not a virgin. You have not ran through all the women in America, hit and run. You have ran through them. Babies, mama, drama. And you left them. Now you want to go and take your madness to Africa. Don't try though. Because in Africa, the fathers, the brothers, the uncles, and the male cousins, you mess with their sisters, their niece, their daughter, they're coming for you. Unlike in America, you guys can verbally, physically, and abuse and abandon and reject the women in your lives as your baby's mama. And there's no brother to speak up for her. The father is not there to speak up for her. The brothers is not there to speak up for her. The uncles, the male cousins, all the men in the family, where are they? If you think you're going to go to Africa and get some of these daughters knocked up and pregnant and leave, like you have done the American women here in America, and leave and come back to America, you're going to have something coming for you, boy. So you talk about tradition. You yourself will be interviewed. Your whole family, your mother, your father, they want to know the story of your family. They want to know how long does marriages last in your family, what your family is worth and their value, their culture, their tradition, where are they from, how were your family raised, how were you raised. You can't just pack up, get your passport, go to any country in Africa. I'm speaking from Africa, but if you guys not coming to Africa, then this message is not from you. But if you are, listen. You can't just fly from America. So I'm from America. I came to look for a bride. You might find one, but they call her prostitutes. They got prostitutes in Africa now. Or she might be the village whore. That's one you want, you can take. There plenty all over the place. You only got to go to Africa. Find one right here. So if you're looking for traditional women, please make sure that you yourself are a traditional man. That the values and the morals that you're looking for in a wife, you too must have it. Because a real traditional family that wants to marry, that you want to marry their daughter, they don't just look at you as marrying their daughter. They look at it as you marry into their family. It's like you are marrying them. You're not just marrying the daughter. You are marrying the mother, the father, the sister, the whole family. You are marrying them. And they are also marrying your family. That's what tradition means. Oh, my brother, I'm not here to dog you because some of you think I'm angry at you. I'm bitter. Somebody says salty. I don't even know what that means. It means what? Somebody help me. I'm trying to keep up with some of these young terminologies. I'm just trying to warn you because most of you are clueless. You have no clue. You just think you can just pack up because you are angry, you are fed up, you are disappointed with the behavior and the attitude and the behavioral pattern of the women in your country, and the solution to that problem is to pack up and go. The population of America is 350 million. Out of that 350 million, there's about 170 million that are females. So you expect me to believe men? Out of 170 million women in America, you couldn't find one fit for marriage? It sounds like to me the women are not the problem. Or you are. Out of 170 million, you couldn't find one? Sir, it's time to take a hard look in the mirror. You know that Michael Jackson song, The Man in the Mirror? Some of you, it's time for you to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Am I sitting here to claim that women are perfect and saints? No, all of us, women and men, black and white, Black American and Africans alike, we all need help. There's no doubt. Mental, emotional healing, we need it. But the solution is not you marrying somebody from a different tribe or different race or somebody going to a different... That's not the solution. Because the reason why your women don't like you or you cannot find a woman worthy to stay, you cannot keep a woman, it's only a matter of time for you to show up and you go to different culture. And the cultures are different over there. You can't go there, abuse the women physically, verbally, neglect them, have babies with them, and leave them. It's not going to happen. She's going to tell her father, she's going to tell her brother, her uncle, all the male cousins, all the male members in the family, they're going to gather you, boy, and take you into the forest somewhere and have a chat with you. If you walk out of that forest alive, good for you. And if you walk out alive, you might walk out limping. Whether physically, mentally, emotionally, but you can walk out limping. And when you have to pay the bride price or the dowry price, listen, sir. If you don't open your mouth, they might charge you the regular, ordinary, maybe $1,000 US, depending on the bride. It could be from $1,000 to $20,000. But once you open your mouth, they hear that. Once you open your mouth, sir, and they hear that American accent, what was 1,000 will become 20,000 because now they assume for America you rich now. You see? So y'all want to shoot yourselves in the foot. That's number one. Number two, all of you got all your bunch of babies, mamas, drama you're leaving behind. Are you going to take your baby's mama with you? Or you intend to go there and make more babies, mama, and leave them there? You try that nonsense. Go to Africa, take the men. You don't even have to get them pregnant. Just go sleep with somebody's daughter in Africa. You finish, say you leaving, going back to America. You'll find out. What are you say you want traditional women. So traditionally, you're not even supposed to have sex with a woman unless on the night of you consummating your marriage. Traditionally, the bride family will have to interview you and your family. Traditionally, you have to pay a bride price. Traditionally, you both have to be virgin and untouched. Traditionally, you have to show the family that you have enough money for the well-keep of their daughters, that you're going to take care of. She's not going to be left broke, busted, disgusted. She's not going to be poor. She's not going to worry. Traditionally, you are going to take up the financial burdens for your bride and her family. You keep saying you want traditional women. Apparently, you guys have lost the definition, the meaning of tradition, or you have changed it to suit your American agenda. No, tradition got nothing to do with tradition is not only about a woman to stay home and cook. That's part of it, but that's not all there is. Before you get to having the wife, you got to go through the family being interviewed. All the uncles, the brothers, all the male family will call you aside and have a talk with you, and they'll warn you. Don't put a finger on our daughter. If she caught us and say something, you in trouble. And some of you guys in your comment section, oh, we're not going to bring them here. We're going to keep them in Africa. Don't matter where you keep them. You don't treat their daughters right, they're coming for you either way, my friend. And then let me finish my final thoughts. All of you traditional men who looking for traditional women, and you going to Africa. I can only speak for Africa. My Latina sister, Indian sisters, Caribbean, leave in the comment section. What I'm saying is true. Traditionally, in the age of old days. Are you with me? You want traditional women, you want traditional women. Well, get ready to have some traditional sex. We're adults here. Are we adults? Okay, let's talk. We are all adults now. Get ready to have some traditional sex, aka missionary style, because that's your nasty and disgusting behavior you have in the Western culture. You want to have sex in the mouth, in the butt, in the foot, in the ears, in the nose. We don't do it there in Africa. It's disgusting. It's unsanitary, and it's beyond our culture and our tradition. We don't like it. And you go find yourself a bride, a good girl, not a street girl. And you go tell her you want to do that. You try to force her in the bedroom after you get married. She gonna go tell her brothers and her uncles you want to do what to her. They coming for you, son. Hello? So you keep saying you want traditional women. Please sit and think. My video is not to condemn you, but I want you to sit and think. Seriously, do you really want traditional women? And are you a traditional man? Can you afford to live a traditional life with a traditional woman in a traditional village, in a traditional family, in a traditional culture? Are you willing to do that? And you are used to the women here with the long fake nails and everything. Sometimes I wear nails. Sisters, I'm not bugging you. Sometimes I wear lipstick. Sometimes I wear makeup and do my hair. Right now I don't have any, see? I have no makeup on. I'm not dogging you. I do that sometimes. But listen here, beloved. Oh, the passport brothers, you want yourself a traditional wife. Most traditional women, this is how they dress, Ojali. And this is how we walk around in the house. Our hair tie, our African dress, our flip-flop, our wrapper. Are you waiting for that? Or you want to go take your American definition of tradition and impose it on somebody else? Like you want tradition, but she must wear the long nails, the long Indian hair, the Chinese hair. She must have 2 pounds makeup on her, and she must greet you at the door butt naked, or greet you at the door in whatever you want her to wear. I don't know, because the women these days, they dress half naked on the videos. Is that what you're looking for? Hello, brothers. So don't nobody get mad at me. Don't throw stones at me. You're looking for a traditional woman. I hope you are willing, ready, and able to be a traditional man. Because being with a traditional woman will cost you your ego, your pride. Because you're not going to go and run through somebody's daughter like you ran through people's daughter here in America. You ran through these women. Hit and run. Make babies with many of them, and you left them. They got to struggle. And in the struggling, that personality became strong because they had to be a mother and a father. Then you don't want them anymore. Who made them babies, mama? Is it not you? And you didn't take up your responsibility. Now you want to go to Africa and think that you will leave a bunch of babies, mamas behind. Try that nonsense. In Africa, they take the laws into their own hand. We have laws, but the family member take the laws into their own hand if you mess with their daughters. My final point is, a sister made a comment in the comment section in my previous video. She said they should change their thing from passport brothers to green cards brother. Any ladies, you agree with me? Put hashtag green cards brothers. This is Dagnet. I know you guys want to come for me. It's okay. I don't hate you. I love my brothers. I love my sisters. I'm just warning you. Don't you want somebody to warn you? Come on now. If I didn't tell you what to expect, then you'll be the same person telling me why you didn't warn us. Because you don't love us. That's why you didn't warn us. And we had to go and got ourselves in trouble with the people's culture. Now I'm warning you. You cussing me. You insulting me. And you see your problem? My friend, you see your problem, Jari? So we don't hate you. We welcome you. But I hope you're willing to assimilate into our culture and our tradition as we see it, not how you define it in the West. Thank you very much.